Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hansen. Thanks for joining me today. We're at the Vergas State Bank, and I'm with Darren Burby, Senior Loan Officer. How you doing today, Darren?
Good morning. Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on the Vergas Show. You know, banking, we really have not figured out how to make it exciting when we're talking about it.
We're trying.
I know, we're trying. One of the exciting things that we want to talk about a little bit is that we've got a new website up, and we got a new logo that it's been out there for a little bit, so hopefully people have seen it, right?
We've had a website for a long time.
Right.
Just
we've updated
new
it.
and improved, easier to access, better looking, better graphics.
It just, we brought it up into the next century, didn't we?
Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Check out our new logo. We're kind of happy with that. We're trying to get it out there on different things. If you're in the bank and you think that you need that coffee mug, just be sure and talk to Darren or myself, and I think we could find one for you, right? When you go out onto the new website, too, it's still got all the great features with internet banking. It's got a contact feature if you have some specific thing that you need to contact us about. It lets you know the hours and just gives you some general information. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Darren, Senior Loan and Mortgage Officer. I bet you've just been hopping, huh?
Should be busier.
I know. What's
it's
going
just,
on?
That's one thing I want to talk about tonight. You turn on the news every night and you hear about the glut of homes for sale out there.
Right, there is.
And there's not many buyers. Why aren't the buyers buying right now?
And interest rates, they're the lowest that they've ever been. What's going on?
Well, there's so many things that it truly is a buyer's market. You talk about the number of homes for sale, and if you don't have a home for sale, you know somebody that does in the neighborhood. There's a lot of for sale signs out there right now. So there are motivated sellers. They're motivated by different reasons. Maybe they had a job change. Maybe they had to move out of the area. Maybe they owe too much on the home and just need to get out from under it. There are a few foreclosures out there, which is sad to see.
It is always hard to see.
Yeah. So and there's one thing called a short sale you're hearing a little bit about. Maybe the homeowner owes more than what the house is worth, but the lender is willing to take a little bit less to move the house. So, for example, a customer might owe $100,000 in the house, but they can only get $80,000 for it.
Okay.
And sometimes lenders are able to write off that extra amount that they owe on it just to get the house sold. And so that's basically what a short sale is. Okay. But yeah, interest rates are so low.
What are you seeing interest rates at right now?
Yeah, we can do, for a perfect borrower, we can do 3 1/4 on a 15-year fixed. It's not adjustable. It's fixed for 15 years, and 3 1/4. I've never seen them that low. I don't think. I think those are record lows right now. 30 years right at 4%. So unbelievable rates. So why aren't people buying? It's just there's a lot of reasons for them to buy, but there's not many buyers in the market right now. And I think that number one is probably job security. You have to feel good about your future employment to take on that large payment.
Yeah. Do you think the media has something to do with that? I mean, there's just such a scare out there about job security.
Yeah, and I think
now.
You take a look at unemployment nationwide. It's almost 9.5%. Locally, it's not that bad.
No, we're very fortunate in our area.
Yeah, so very fortunate because we don't have the number of foreclosures and we have basically pretty stable.
Pretty stable job.
It's affected us a little bit, but. So employment is one reason that people aren't buying.
Okay.
They just want to feel comfortable about making that house payment before they jump in. One of the other reasons is, maybe somebody owns a home and they have to sell their home before they can buy a new one. And so that's another, put the home up for sale, and it's not going to sell real quick. So some people are saying, you know what, as soon as my house sells, I'll get into a different place. Some people are really having a hard time getting approved for a loan. And so loan approvals are more difficult than they have been in 15 to 20 years.
Some of the factors for that are just credit ratings, I'm sure.
Well, your credit ratings, now there's a minimum credit score of 620. You have to have a 620 credit score to even be eligible to buy a home. Everybody has 3 credit scores. I'll just touch base on credit scores. Everybody has 3 credit scores, and the lender will take a look at the minimum or the middle credit score of those 3 to qualify. Okay? So if you have an individual looking to buy it, you have to have a middle score of 620 or higher. If you have a couple buying a home, you look at the middle of each of them, and then the underwriter takes the lower of the 2. So if you have a husband with poor credit and a wife with good credit, they take the lower of the 2 middle scores. Okay. One other thing with down, people also, it's not easy to get into a home right now with no money down.
Right.
It used to be very simple. You go and you do a first-time home buyers. Those are still out there, but you still have to have the credit. You have to have some sort of a down payment, and then you have to have reserves to make those payments. Let's say you buy a home that's a really good purchase, but it may need some money into the home soon after. That's the other problem, is you don't have reserves to shingle the house and to do things like that, and it's hard to borrow that money right now. So, when you look at buying a home or refinancing, you have to have an appraisal on the property.
Right.
Appraisals are another hot topic.
They've been coming in low.
They've been coming in low, and the reason is that it's based on a market value. Okay, so whatever the market is, whatever homes are selling for, that's what the appraiser just doesn't pull that.
No, I realize that.
That number out of the air, and they don't use the tax values. The tax values, some people get confused. The market value is the tax value that the county puts on it. Not necessarily. And right now, homes are selling for less than the county tax value.
They are.
We haven't seen that for a long time. So it's tough right now for buyers. I don't blame them. But if you feel comfortable in your job, you have some reserves to put down, it's a perfect time to buy.
It is, and it's a perfect time to refinance if you need to, right?
It's perfect. That's a whole other subject. Maybe we can do that next week, because refinancing, it makes a lot of sense to refinance right now.
Because with the interest rates where they're at, it just...
Yeah, really, if rule of thumb is if you can save a percent and a half. So if you're over, it's funny to say this, but if you're over 4.5 or in that 4.5 to 5 range, you could consider refinancing to a 15-year and saving 1.5%.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Definitely if you're over 6, you need to do something. You should be doing something. Yeah. And it doesn't hurt to come in and ask. I mean, if you don't know what your credit score is, if you don't know if you're going to qualify, come into your local bank and find out.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say, Darren. I said I hope that Darren's given you some information, but I think the best thing to do is, and I've heard it over and over again, is you've got so much knowledge on it, and you've got a way of letting people know, this is what can work, this is what can't work, and
sometimes you get people talking on the street at it. It's very tough. It's very. Well, just call me, and I can. Give you some of the facts about it, and then determine if we should proceed or not.
And then go on from there.
Doesn't hurt to make that phone call.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us today, Darren, and hopefully that gives you some incentive to say, okay, I am ready to make that move, and but come in and give Darren a sit down at his office and talk to him about it, and he'll help you work through that and decide if that's the right choice for you. All right. You have a good day in Vergas.
Thank you.